Alright, y'all. Hey. We back. Another episode of the Muscle Hustle podcast, and I'm here with my girl, Omni. Alright, we outside here at TikTok Lounge. I'm sorry, I keep saying lounge. TikTok Garden. It's right across from Liquid Lounge. Listen, after hours spot, but before you go to the after hours, come back to the kickback spot, games, the whole 9 yards, BYOB, you know the vibes. Yeah. Listen, hookah, food trucks, all that jazz, all right? But like I said, I'm here with my girl, Omni. Listen, this is my homie. This is my sis from another miss.
We gonna have fun.
We definitely gonna have fun today. Omni, what's good, man?
What's going on?
How are you?
I'm great. I feel, so honored to be here.
Oh my God, here she go with
Coco's
the extra
podcast. Listen, it's such an honor. But I'm
go.
good. I'm doing good.
Go ahead, let them know who you are. Introduce yourself, where you from, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, I'm from. Get the shout out VA too.
Oh God,
good.
yeah, that part.
Yeah. Now, what's up, everybody? My name is Omni D. Omni Dion. I am owner and creator of the Recovery Box.
Wow.
That's how I met Coco through our network there. I'm originally from Roanoke, Virginia. Shout out to VA. I've been in Houston now for I don't know how many years. I don't do math. I'm a science. I've been here since 2007. Y'all do the math on that.
Yeah, that's long.
A long time. I'm a certified Houstonian by this point. But that's a little bit.
You also
about
are
me.
Certified Nigerian too.
I had now, so all my Nigerian people, come see. I am an
Poison jollof.
I'm an adopted cousin to my Niger community. My best friends are Nigerian. I love them dearly. I'm adopted. I'm the cousin.
I'm done.
I'm the American cousin.
So,
yes.
Owner, founder, Recovery Box. Yes. All right, so we're gonna dive into that a little bit. This is the entrepreneur. This is a female entrepreneur at that in Houston. Basically, did you start Recovery Box back in Virginia, or when you got here is when you decided to shoot the shot?
Man, the decision didn't necessarily come from me, but no, I started Recovery Box here in Houston.
Okay.
My career, my background, a little bit about my experience. I'm
dive into that a little bit.
Yeah. So I spent 7.5 years in sports medicine, and with that, I resigned back in November 15th, actually 2020. I was the assistant director of sports medicine for the Texas Southern University. I'll shout them out.
TSU, yo.
Swag, but I resigned there November 15th, 2020, and then 3 weeks later, I started Recovery Box.
Okay,
so,
3 weeks.
3 weeks after I resigned, I started Recovery Box.
So it's almost like you've been kind of like thinking about it throughout your career in a sense, right? It just kind of wasn't.
If I'm being
different people's. Go ahead.
If I'm being completely honest, it wasn't my intention at all. Not even. It was a God thing. He called me. He told me to do it. And it might be a little weird, but for those who are, faith-based and spiritual, whatever, what have you, but it was a calling over my life. He called me to resign. I wasn't comfortable at TSU, but I wasn't happy at TSU.
Okay.
In terms of my career as an athletic trainer, it was just a lot of demand there. So when I finally resigned, he gave me a vision, and I seen it clear, the Recovery Box. So I put pen to paper, drew it out, did the mock-up, what the infrastructure should look like, what I want my services to be, and I just shot my shot. I just launched it on Instagram.
Now, did you go to TSU?
No.
Okay.
My alma mater, I went to Houston Baptist University. It's not called Houston Christian. We don't call it that, though.
I just heard that, too. Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
Houston Baptist University.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, all 4 years you was there. Mm-hmm. And
track
where in Houston is that? So you were in track and field, okay. Is that like that was how you got there? Or okay.
Yeah, I got offered a track and field scholarship.
Okay.
So that's how I got from VA to out here.
Gotcha.
And I came as a long and triple jumper. By default, you got to sprint, you can't just jump.
Yeah.
But that's Southwest Houston, A-Leaf area.
Okay.
59 South. You don't like the numbers and all that, but 59 South.
Yeah, I be throwing up numbers.
Southwest Houston.
Yeah. How far is it from downtown? That's all I need to know.
Like 12 to 15 minutes. Not too
bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So it's a small college, almost like St. Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like real small like that. It's a private Christian institution. So,
okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
So went to school there, and then from there, when you graduated, that's how you ended up at TSU.
No, so let me see. Track and field scholarship. I graduated 2011. I actually moved back home to Virginia for a year. my mama made me move back. I was young. My mama said, "You coming back home? I missed you." So going back home to Virginia, there's no opportunity out there for real. So I was like, okay. I actually was being recruited by Lifetime Fitness in Atlanta in Alpharetta.
Okay.
I was applying for jobs. They actually offered me a position. So I was about to move to Atlanta. Then my alma mater called me and said, "Hey, we have a position here as athletic trainer for track and field. You can come back and work with your old team." And I said, "Oh, bet." You know, I already set for my state board. I was a licensed athletic trainer. So I just packed up my car, my Ford Fusion, and I drove 16 hours to Houston.
It was only 16 hours because my shit was 22.
16.
But all right.
Either way. And I ain't even looked back since. So I spent my first 4 years of my career at Houston Baptist working with men's and women's track and field and cross country.
Okay.
And then I got offered a position at Texas Southern as the head athletic trainer of high profile sports. And I was only 27. So that was like a real big deal for me making that leap. So I was like, wow, you guys want me? Okay, great. So I took that position. My second year there, I inherited the department. So I became head athletic trainer over the entire department. Then my third year, I got promoted to assistant director of sports medicine. So a very short career, but very successful in a sense. Yeah, so that's how it ended.
I mean, in the end, it looks good on paper for sure.
It looked amazing. My resume is ignorant, but I'm not. Once you go entrepreneur, you don't go back. So
gotcha.
I'm here.
Gotcha.
I am here for sure.
And how's that transition though? Like from going from secure pay.
Benefits.
Benefits, secure pay, to basically just not really knowing, not really sure when that check gonna come in. You know what I'm saying? The check, basically, it's a service-based, right? It's a service-based.
Cash-based service.
Yes.
People have the option to come to me. It's not a necessity to come to me for some. It's hard. It'll be 3 years this year in December, and still, I'm like, what was I thinking sometimes? But that transition, honestly, like the mental aspect of it, I think that's the hardest part with entrepreneurship, because you're constantly thinking about, how am I going to secure myself financially? Like, bills don't stop coming.
Ever.
They don't care. Ever. Don't rush to grow up, man. The bills never stop. But, so really that was the hardest thing, just the mindset. The mental aspect of it is tough, because you're constantly thinking about, how do I establish myself? How do I put myself out there? How do I market myself? How do I get more clients? It's like, I have the confidence. I know I have the knowledge. I have the skill, but you have to almost convince others of what you are capable of doing, so they'll pay for your services.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, it was super tough, because not only did I come from a secure paycheck, that was a career in sports medicine. I worked with all the top medical providers in Houston. Like, I was very successful in my career. So to leave that, it felt great to leave the career, because I was stressed out.
Okay.
From a financial standpoint, it was just like, man, okay. But I will say, I didn't take that leap without securing myself beforehand.
Okay.
So
okay.
I made sure I had things set up to where I could survive at least 6 months with no income coming in.
Gotcha.
That's kind of how. So my first 3 months, I was chilling. It was the pandemic too. I was frolicking. I wasn't doing no work for real. I tried, but I was just enjoying life. But after that, it's like, okay, you gotta tighten up. You really have to build a business, build your brand. So it wasn't
that's
too
smart
bad.
Though, because you prepared. And
you have to prepare. I don't advise anyone just go. Can I say balls to the wall on
you
here?
Can.
I wouldn't advise anyone to go balls deep on it, but I mean, you got to secure yourself. So I had at least 6 months of secure finances to where if I had no money coming in, I would be fine before I just took that big leap. So that was that.
So you ain't just up and quit.
To them, well, and I will say, in the athletics world, it felt like an up and a quit, because I quit in the middle of. I resigned. It sounds so much better, so more professional. I resigned in the middle of season.
It's been real, y'all.
I know. So I put in that rest. Yeah. So technically, I did kind of quit in the middle of the season, but for me, it was just like, when you're uncomfortable and you're no longer happy, it's like you have to make a decision. Am I going to stay in this because I need a paycheck, because I have to eat? Or am I really going to go and find my purpose and my passion in life?
Itching. You just literally sit there just uncomfortable, just like skin crawling, everything. So I really understand that.
Yeah, so that's what really pushed me. And my thing is, like, even when you know when you're not supposed to be in a place anymore.
Facts.
You know when your expiration date has hit. But comfort keeps you there. Security, benefits, all that stuff keeps you there. But
DMV.
Okay. What?
We're good, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But, I mean, God will make you so uncomfortable to where you got to make a move. And that's mentally and spiritually and emotionally. I was almost depressed. I had to move. I had to make a move, so, yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because DMV was my I gotta
you
check.
can say DMV.
It's been real, you guys. And I haven't looked back.
Right.
But, no, I definitely understand that. It's like, any grudges? You have anybody that had grudges when you was leaving TSU?
Woo. Man, listen, I'm going to tell you something. And I'm going to try to be politically correct because it's our people. You know, we black and beautiful. I will say, transitioning from working at a private Christian institution, and we call them PWIs, to an HBCU. Coco. It's hard working with other people.
Experience.
I got my real HBCU experience, so coming into it, I'm the new girl, and I'm excited. I'm ambitious. I'm like, I have all these great ideas.
Looking at you like, who the hell is you?
Who's this uppity Negro coming from Houston Baptist? That's how it was. So it was like, I came in and people had grudges against me. And I'm like, I don't even know y'all. I thought we was all supposed to ride together and help each other. And that wasn't the mentality. So leaving out, I had no grudges because you know me. I'm a person's person. I love people. I built great relationship with everyone, but I think some people had some issues with me leaving out. One, the way I left it, and two, they didn't like how I did things there. Some people, I made a lot of change, positive change to push us in the right direction. And with that, it's a lot of opposition.
Yeah.
So it's
obviously, in any business, people get real complacent and
they don't like change.
They don't like change, but then they'll sit there and complain about that shit every day.
Every single day. So if you're going to complain, why not change it? You know what I mean? So
Facts.
That's what it was.
Facts.
That's what it was.
And then 3 years later.
3 years later.
Wait,
it'll be 3 years in December.
It'll be 3 years this December.
Yep.
Okay.
December 9th.
So 2 years later, we met.
Yeah.
So I work with Recover You.
Yes.
Shout outs to Cliff. And that's how we actually met. Is through the union of
between me and Cliff.
Between you and Cliff.
Yes.
So run that with me a little bit. That's two different entities.
Correct.
Right? But y'all went to school together?
Correct.
Okay.
So Cliff and I were actually college teammates.
Okay.
We were also college classmates. We were in the exact same program. I'm a year ahead of him. So we had the same undergraduate degree. Okay. So with that, the way athletic training in undergrad is set up, I was a class before him, but we still kind of did things together in terms of our clinical hours. Time
out. I'm really trying to ignore this breeze and
you see the mist because they all on the glass. It's like all on the glass and the lens. We need some windshield wipers. I really don't want to
think, but anyway, cool.
Just take them off and wipe them down real quick.
It feels great though. Honestly, that's why I'm like, I'm not even.
Y'all see my hair puff up? Listen, if you see my hair puff up, it's natural hair. We're in Houston, but we were college teammates and classmates, same program, same degree, same education. But when we graduated, I graduated a year ahead of him, so we went our separate ways. Obviously, literally, I haven't seen or spoke to Cliff since I graduated.
That's crazy.
He hit me up. I saw the recovery box. Didn't even know anything about Recover You. None of that. Because, I mean, I'm be on social media, but not like that. And then he reached out to me. He was like, hey, I see you doing your thing with Recovery Box. Come out to Pearland and come check out my spot. I drove out there. I'm like, so when did you establish this, sir? Like, you're doing great. And we literally have the exact same concept, but the exact same mission. We just have different ways of going about it. Right. During that time, that was literally the month I started Recovery Box. No, like 2 months in. And he was like, hey, once you come on and with me, he said, you could be one of my therapists. We can work together as you build your brand. But at that time, I wasn't comfortable in doing that. I had just started the Recovery Box. And I was like, no, I want to actually build out the vision that God gave me. And if he brings us back together, we'll come back around. We'll do some collaboration later on. I like that. Literally 1 year later from that day, he came back around like, hey, I got another second location opening in Houston. I think this would be a perfect time for us to collaborate. You can operate the Recovery Box out of that space. It was literally like, man, it just all came together. It was a major blessing for me and my business. So we started working together, and literally all the collaborations we've done thus far, it's been so impactful. We've developed an internship together. Yes. We train therapists together. Yep. We now hold clinics together with other professionals. It's so dynamic. So it's just crazy how God brings everything back together. Yeah.
It's funny because, before you and Cliff linked up, right, you had already established Recovery Box, even though it was just the beginning stages. Mm-hmm. But were you mobile, or did you have a brick and mortar as well?
Yo, so I started during the pandemic. Everything was still shut down.
Crazy.
I started inside the gym complex of my apartment building. Yeah, that's how I met Ashley Sherelle. We and her both lived in the same apartment complex. I'm not gonna say where, It was on Westheimer.
Yeah, because you got stalkers. Anyway, go ahead.
It was on Westheimer. She was personal training clients in the gym because it was pandemic, and I was taking clients in the gym, and she was like, "Hey, I ran track. Like, you look like you're an athletic trainer." I said, "Well, actually, I am. This is my business." She became a client, then we started working together.
Gotcha.
So I started off mobile services, right, inside of a gym, and then from there, my best friend, I'm about to shout out the business right quick. Shout out to the Bella Experience in Midtown. It's a black-owned, all-inclusive beauty bar.
Okay.
So my best friend and her sister-in-law, they opened the Bella Experience in Midtown. A nice, luxurious, glorious spot. Ladies, y'all go. Ladies, go do your thing over there. The Bella Experience.
The Bella. Okay, Bella Experience. Gotcha. Okay.
The Bella Experience, and she had a studio space on the second floor of the building. And she was like, "Hey, I know you're getting started, but if you want somewhere to operate out of, I'll give you the space."
Aww.
I said, "Girl, she just believed in me and my vision. She wanted to help me." So shout out to Star and Eno. I appreciate y'all. That's why I got started.
Still in business?
They still thriving. Y'all go check them out.
Star, I'm gonna hit you up.
They do the wig units. They do the makeup. They get your
Star, I'm gonna hit you up.
Your face together.
Star.
They do, what is it? The microblading. They do everything.
Really?
They're dope. All inclusive beauty bar. Black on in Midtown.
Okay.
Right beside Barnaby's, across from my door.
Wow.
That plaza, that's them.
Wow.
Yeah, they big time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She said, "Oh."
Okay.
They big time. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
So yeah, I went from the apartment complex to the Bella Experience to Recover You Houston. And that's where now, 2 locations. I'm also located in Jersey Village inside of CrossFit 290, which is a CrossFit gym owned by Alex. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna be frank with you right now, because you always get on me about doing too damn much. Okay, and I be moving around so goddamn much.
Correct.
I got
What you
500
do.
jobs or whatnot.
What you do.
But pause. You in 2 locations in
Right.
Jersey Village, and you live in China. So tell me something. How you make it work?
It's tedious, but
because right now, what, it's still technically only you, or did you also were you able to take advantage of? So we did have a collaboration of training interns, new therapists as well too. Were you able to hire?
Took advantage of that.
Okay.
So now one intern came on board. We onboarded them. They're now therapists. She works with Cliff and so she's over the CF 290 or the Jersey Village location.
Okay.
I hold down the Houston location over at Recover You. And I kind of just bounce back and forth. So now I'm not there permanently, but you got to show face, go out there and market.
Right.
Do events out there.
You have help.
I have help.
Gotcha.
I've learned that your net worth is really your net worth. You can't, one woman show, you can't run it all.
Say
I've been
that again?
doing it.
Your what?
How did I say it? Yeah, your
net worth
is your net worth.
Yeah.
Or your network is your net worth. So you can't do anything on your own. You got to delegate, you got to facilitate, you got to train people, trust them, and be confident that they're going to fulfill
How
your
do you
purpose,
trust people with your baby, though? You know what I'm saying? like let's real talk about that, because again, we're entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? We're no longer running a check from somebody and just like, okay, listen, go to HR, you ain't give me my money. None of that. You know what I mean? This is your baby. This is from the ground. This is basically God's blessings, God's way of showing you this is your path, your path, right?
Exactly.
So then how do you entrust somebody, training them, whatever the case, you know what I'm saying, to be able to take it as serious as you?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Or at least give you at least 75%.
Correct.
So that way you could be able to maneuver and grow the business as a whole. How?
Whew, that trust factor is big, but it's just trusting the process. One, trusting that everything that you're doing in terms of pouring into people, the knowledge that you're giving them, the training that you're giving them is effective and efficient enough for them to be able to go and operate on their own. But that's the thing, it's not an overnight process. Like with our therapists that we've trained, it was months. We was with them day to day, in and out. I got to see the ins and outs. I got to make sure that what I teach you, you're able to regurgitate back to me, and the service that I provide to you, you're able to provide at least somewhere between 85 to 100% of what I gave you back to me. It's literally a step-by-step baby process, and it is hard. I don't like the idea of my reputation being on the line because someone else has my brand. I don't really like that, but I also understand that in order for me to grow, I have to trust that what I gave them and what I put into them, they're able to properly execute. If they show me anything otherwise, I know that you aren't. We can cut ties.
Yeah.
And it's respectfully, it's professionally. You don't have to work with me, and that's completely fine. But when you're vetting people, this is something me and Cliff are learning learning every day. Like our prayer, literally my intentional prayer is to attract like-minded, like-hearted, like-spirited individual, because I know what I do is greater than, I don't do this for money, I do this because it's my purpose.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm trusting that the people that God connects me with, they have that same spirit, and by talking with them, having conversations with them, kind of seeing how they move and operate, you got discernment. You can tell someone real or fake if you can really trust them or not. And you just gotta rock with it.
Yeah.
It takes time, but you guys rock with it.
It takes time and a couple of trials.
And that's why you have 10 jobs and 15 different fields, because you want to have your hand on everything.
I'm learning.
Which is great.
All right. So,
yeah,
got the nerve to talk about me. Anyway.
Right, your 15 jobs. You gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Really,
so I'm learning, and I'm learning from, granted, you know, our circles are small.
Very.
And our circles definitely intertwine. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, even within our circles, again, it's small.
Right.
So in a sense, it's just like, it's all energy, you know what I'm saying, for me. But it is definitely growth. I am definitely at this point where I am learning. Did you see my post the other day?
You hiring some folks.
Yes.
I know you lying.
I'm
Not
serious.
Not Coco Blends.
Yes. Because I can't do it by myself.
You cannot.
I ain't got no more edges. Okay, I'm tired. Like,
every time I see this girl, she grumpy. I'm like, what's wrong? Say, nah, sis, I'm just tired, sis. Like, dang, dog, what's going on with you? You okay?
It don't sound like that.
All right.
So overall, how is business going?
Business is great, man. You know how you do so much, you don't really take a step back to see what all you accomplish?
Yeah.
I do that a lot. So like I said, it'll be 3 years in December, and I'm like, Omni, you are already on 2 locations, year 2 of an internship that you develop with your business partner.
Did you just have an aha moment just recently or something?
Yeah.
You didn't realize it was 3?
No, I didn't, because it's like,
that's crazy.
You don't think, because every day is just a grind. You know this. Your mind never stops going.
Ever.
It's like a 24/7. So I don't realize how much time has gone by, or short or long or whatever. So yeah, business is amazing. I'm still learning and growing daily, obviously, but I cannot complain. I provided a life for myself, and now with others having therapists under me, you gotta do payouts, you gotta pay them too. So it's like, yo, you're really doing it without I can't say without help, because we have a network, right? But without no training. I didn't have a business degree or marketing degree. I'm just using my skill, my gifts, what God told me to do, and we making a way. And it's like, yo, that's live.
But honestly, yes, we have a network, but I don't want you to take away from it. It is without any help. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is coddling you to get this done at all. If you don't wake up, the next, God forbid, not like that, but if you don't wake up, you decide, no. If you decide to stay in bed, you know what I'm saying? You decide not to make this post, so you decide not to see this client. Right. That's on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's straight.
I think that's another reason why a lot of people don't really understand this entrepreneur lifestyle is not for the weak.
It ain't for everybody.
It's not for the weak.
If you're not like a naturally driven, ambitious, and self-motivated person, you're not gonna make it. Like you say, no one's calling you, telling you, hey, you gotta do X, Y, Z by this, and that time. You gotta wake up and make a decision. Today, I'm going to accomplish these things. Even if I don't get all of it done, at least I made progress. We gonna, you know what I'm saying, table it for the next day and keep on going from there. So like, yeah, every day, you're right, every day in and out. It's like everything I do, I've done it by myself, and it's crazy. I don't know, man. We here.
What's next?
What is next? If I'm being honest, more growth and elevation. I want to see the recovery box nationwide. I already have a few international clients that I work with, so I want to grow this thing to where it's a global brand, but it's like we are the go-to specialist for your need in terms of return to play, sports, athletics, whatever. I wanted to get to that level, and I know I can do it, because there's nothing I can't do.
So what exactly is your niche? Let's go ahead and specify that, so that way we can make sure, like, okay, when you think recovery box, it may not be limited to this, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, this is the initial.
Right. So our niche is literally getting you to return to play or back, returning to your performance, whatever that looks like. So
almost
meaning
like post-rehab?
Body body maintenance.
Okay.
Body maintenance and also strengthening to help you get back to optimal performance, no matter what that looks like for you. It could be, I have a large demographic in terms of clients. I have doctors, I have people who are just weekend warriors. They just like to work out. I have CrossFitters. I have professional collegiate athletes. Whatever it is, your body, you're putting stress on it every single day, right? Your muscles are breaking down, all of that good stuff. So we specialize in manual therapy to help restore healthy tissue, get you mobilized so that your body is able to perform and function at its highest and at its peak every single day. So that's our niche. We specialize obviously in sports injuries. As much as I try to get away from it, it's like I am who I am. That's what I know. I know like the back of my hand. So I specialize in consulting with sports injuries, but we help everybody. We want to help the everyday athlete, the mom, the dad, everybody. Yeah.
The advice to the actual next entrepreneur in their growing stages right now, or someone who probably will see this segment, or is in school right now and is just thinking about making a career for themselves, maybe not so much as in the field, somewhat around the field, but doesn't necessarily wants to take the entrepreneur route.
Right.
What advice would you give that person?
Ooh, what advice?
It's kind of like a full-edged question, but I'm going somewhere with it.
Okay. What would I give advice to that person? One, patience. Patience and finding your true purpose. This is the main thing I tell people, especially like any younger athletes or students or what have you. Everyone has a purpose and a call over their life, right? You can be passionate about certain things, but there is a purpose set before you. Take the time to really dive in and find out what that is, and then that purpose will make room for you.
What does that look like, though? Finding your purpose. You know what I'm saying? You had a calling. You know what I mean? You honestly, you basically sat there and you said that you literally had a calling to where everything was damn near laid out for you, where you then all had to do a whole vision. You then put pen to paper, and that was that.
Right.
Some people are not really so much spiritually inclined.
That is true.
Or it's just not their time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's you know, like they always say, like, okay, manifestation, like God is going to, it's God's time. You know what I'm saying? It's not your time, it's God's time.
Yeah.
Finding your purpose. You know what I'm saying? And now it's probably getting a little bit more deeper into faith for the most part, because it's just like, okay, there's some people who literally spend a whole 40, 50 years before they find their purpose. You know what I'm saying?
That's real talk.
Is that on them? Or is that in a situation where it's just like, it's just not your time?
It's that time, and that's why I said patience. The number one thing I reply with is patience, because everything requires patience. Like in terms of finding your purpose, some people are spiritually inclined, but I encourage you to be. You know what I'm saying? It's only one true God. But spending time with Him, seeking Him, and asking straight up. You can ask God anything. Like, straight up, God, what did you create me for? Whatever you pray for, He's going to answer you. It may not be in the way that you want it, and it may not be in the time frame that you would like it, but with patience what works is perfect peace, and that's a real thing. So anyone starting a business or you thinking about entrepreneurship, understand that nothing happens overnight. There is a process to everything. Even if you discover your purpose, I discover mine, I still got to build it out. It's not like I'm off on my purpose, I'm here, I made it in. I had to build it out every single day, but it requires patience and understanding that everything that you do, whatever your vision, your goal is, whatever the end goal is, there are intricate pockets of detail that you have to get together and build out in order to finalize and get the big scope, like the big picture. That requires patience and going through your process, whatever your process looks like, in order to build out that big picture. But it's not going to happen overnight for anyone. I'll be 3 years in December, and I know it's so much more I have to do, man. So much more. But I'm not racing against a clock, because my time is my time and my timeline is my timeline.
There you go.
My journey is my journey. There is no clock. It's going to get done at the time it's supposed to, because I'm making a decision to wake up every day to get it done. I'm not punching a clock in and out like, oh, this is our deadline. Some people work like that. Some people require structure. Like, I need to get this done by this day, and that's going to help me progress. That's great. That's you and your journey. That ain't me and mine. It's going to get done when it gets done, but we're going to make progress every day.
Right.
I'm not going to be stagnant, that's for sure. So, yeah.
Speaking of stagnant, you ever find it difficult because of the fact that you're a female? A black female at that? Within this industry?
That's always been my struggle throughout my entire life. You think about my career, being a black female in the sports medicine field, and working athletics, which is male dominated, right? Going to a private.
What industry ain't male dominated at this point?
The world is male dominated. Certain whatever they say women run the world, but
it's even male dominated.
Right, it's getting there. It's getting that way in it. But going to a private white Christian institution, and I'm a black kid from Roanoke, VA, a black female kid. You know what I'm saying? So that's always been. That's always been
from Roanoke. Even that's.
Yeah, it's just a little country. Yeah. I didn't realize how country was, so I moved away and came back. I was like, bruh, we in the sticks.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. You know, my world was that. But honestly, that's always been the thing that I've been up against. I'm black, and I'm female, and I'm short.
I'm glad you know that.
Because when people see me in my stature, they like, oh, she cute. But it's like, nah.
We the feisty ones, God damn it.
Not only that, but it's like I own my craft. I am confident as heck. I walk in a room and I own it. Like, I don't know. It's just a level of confidence there. But that's always been something I've been up against. So I've been built to persevere through any obstacle that stands in my way. That's kind of like track and field. You know what I mean? Like, when you get injured or you feel like you've plateaued in your training, you got to figure out a way to get past it and push through. Right. Perseverance. That's really all it is. So in terms of this field and what I do, yeah, they see a black female entrepreneur. They see my stature. They're like, oh, okay, what are you going to teach me? As soon as I open my mouth, I start speaking. I start engaging. And then you get on the table and you feel me. They're like, oh, you know what you're doing. Oh, you called by God. I know this.
I
but
knew that.
Just because you see my stature and my demeanor, you think otherwise. So honestly, I think it's funny when people, especially when people first time meeting me, they're like, oh, you Omni? Yes, I'm Omni. Nice to meet you. But then from there, we like, it's all good. It's all good from there.
Now you need me.
Now you calling me, texting me all times of the night. Like, hey, can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
As a business owner, you have to struggle.
I kind of had to curse somebody out yesterday.
I don't curse out my clients.
I don't. At this point,
you okay?
You know what I'm saying? Because you literally are calling me and texting me after hours. So now we cool.
Now you on my time.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
Time. Now we cool.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. So now we friends. No problem. Listen here, friend.
Right.
I'm sleep.
Listen up, sis. But yeah, man, that respect people's businesses. Respect people's personal time. Just because you see I'm I'm not available. But yeah, that's a side note.
No. Work-life balance. So that's the balance.
It's a real thing. That's the balance.
It's a real thing. It's a real
like
thing.
Business. I feel like Big Red off of 5 Heartbeats. My office hours are from 9 to 5. Like don't hit me up.
I say that a couple times
after a certain hour. I just ignore people now
at this point because it is redundant at this point.
I think the greatest response is no response. I don't say nothing. You can call, text all you want. You will get a response at a decent hour the next business day.
Literally put my jaw on airplane mode.
You do. That's not safe. That's like Carly Russell and people. People think something going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always text you and it never says deliver. I'm like, but I know you, so I'm like, oh, she's asleep. But other people might be like, dang, what happened to Coco?
Because that D&D zone, now you can actually like force notify. And then next
they're supposed to notify anyway. I said, wait a minute. Don't still notify me. Come on, man. Y'all so disrespectful. Yeah.
Fine. I'll take it off of airplane mode. But just respect people time.
Coco out here Carly Russell and people. She disappearing for 48 hours and popping back up.
Don't put me in that same box. Real talk.
For real.
Maybe the other guy that was like...
What other guy?
There was another guy that came through and he was just like... He was missing too, but his thing was like, I wasn't really missing. I just needed time away from you.
Oh, I heard about dude. Yeah, he went under the grid for a little bit.
He was like, don't put me in the same box with her.
That's like you. That's the stuff you do.
So I'm the dude. I'm not shorty.
You the dude. You the dude. That's funny,
That's all. Kind of like, okay. Yeah, but no, work-life balance and stuff like that. Like being able to like actually balance like just having fun.
That's
enjoying relationships, enjoying your friends, your family,
it's
and
hard.
Also being an entrepreneur.
It's hard.
Like,
I don't know if you struggle.
24/7.
It is, and people don't understand that. Like you can't turn it off. Once you're in this full-time balls deep in this thing, it's no turning back. So it's just like, I don't know if you struggle with this, but I do. I feel like anytime I'm not tending to business and or available, I feel like I'm losing money.
I feel like I'm failing.
You feel like you failing?
Yeah, I got this thing programmed in my head where I'm just like, yo, if I'm not attending to something, like literally even in the middle of the club, I'm airbrushing flyers.
Yeah.
Like, I'm coming up with new slogans. Thank God for AI right now.
Never not working.
That shit been helping me with these damn.
Oh yeah, they really exclusive now.
Like now, granted, don't use AI for grants. I'm gonna tell you that now. But honestly, you can use that as a base to be able to kind of formulate what it is that you really want to say. Because sometimes you just get creatively stuck.
Man, that mental block be real.
But I'm in the club, literally still working. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and toot it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Shake a feather or whatever like that. Wine, pop. And then I'm going to finish an email. This is why I don't want to go to lounges with my laptop. Because I'm like, I'm really not. I mean, technically that's supposed to be pulling folks.
Yeah.
You're supposed to, that's a tactic, right?
Yeah.
It's not about to be a tactic for me because I'm actually going to be working.
You really be working, right.
What's the heels on? Cute. But no, like how are you able to like really balance a steady lifestyle at that matter? That's being able to mingle with your friends and all that other stuff.
I be tired. They know my friends have learned Omni may not reply these days, and that's okay. They love me enough to know sis is tired. But honestly, that's one aspect of being an entrepreneur I have not balanced. I have not got a good grip on a work-life balance, and I struggle. And it's not only because I'm an entrepreneur and it doesn't turn off. Think about it. I was an athletic trainer in college. That was 24/7, 7 days a week. That doesn't cut off. Right. When a coach call you and it's 11 o'clock at night and he concerned about an athlete, you got to answer that phone. Yeah. So it's like I'm automatically programmed that way. Yeah. So I've taken that mentality into business, but now I'm like, now I'm wearing myself out. So I'm like, okay, I can't answer that. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I will say I've designated off days, but you still kind of work on your off days. I try to cut off my day at a certain time. So now when I get home, if I get home, I haven't replied to your text or your phone call or whatever, or email, I've made it a thing to not check anything until the next day. Unless I feel like it's lucrative, I'm like, let me go ahead and reply back. I will be honest with that. But it's hard, man. I don't know how to balance it, but I'm trying to figure it out. You know, I asked that as an open-ended question because that is kind of a commonality amongst a lot of entrepreneurs that I know. Among everybody? Yes, absolutely. So it's just... So it's not just us? It's not. It's everybody. I don't care what they say. Screw that. It's not. It's definitely not. Yeah, man, that's hard. It's hard. Because I don't feel guilty, but it's like, I feel like if I'm not being productive, I'm losing money, or I'm not growing. Like, I'm being stagnant. I'm being lazy. Hey, you ain't lazy. You're tired. There's a difference. Like, we really get tired out here. So I'm trying to figure it out. We're not robots. You act like a robot. Who? You. Don't do me. We ain't gonna blast her. Exactly. I do. I really do. Keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Really you act like a robot. I do. And clearly, I mean, I got one stealth knee, but it's definitely a robot. I ain't gonna blast you on how that happened. All right. We on your podcast. We ain't gonna blast you like that. All right. So, yes, Omni, I appreciate you, sis, for coming through. Man. Go ahead and hit them up with your handle, where they can find you. Okay. This is information, contact information, all that good stuff. You can find me on Instagram, guys, at the recoverybox_. I am not that big on social media, so I don't have the thread and the X. Is it Twitter now or X? I don't do all of that. I don't have a TikTok, but I do have Instagram, Facebook. You can find me on there as well. My personal, I don't know if I want to put my personal out there. We're not gonna put the personal out there. Y'all need to find me. The recovery box. If you know, you know. The recovery box _. There you go. There you go. But I appreciate you, sis, for coming through. It was a pleasure. Thank you. I'm definitely going to be having you back. Planning on doing a segment where it's going to be a few of us on here, and we can really chop it up like on open-end panel and stuff like that. Whether it be here or somewhere else, who knows? But nonetheless, definitely season 2 is getting ready to start up. Like I said, we outside, y'all, so I'm going to different places, popping up on different people, different businesses, entrepreneurs. She really wanted to show off her hat because I'm being petty because this is I want y'all to see. What is it? This camera? Boom. This is an exclusive. Okay, one of a kind, tailor made for the recovery box. Omni D. You can't buy this. They don't have this on the market. I don't. It's not in stores. It's an exclusive. But speaking of merch, speaking of merch, we got the summer sale going on at www.themusclehustlepodcast.com.
all these hats. We've got plenty of other colors as well too, and all these signature tees, including the puff print tees, are on sale right now. Trying to make room for the fall season. We got some merch, some dope stuff coming in. But like I said, we outside. If you know, you know. Hit me up on the MuscleHustlePodcast.com. info@themusclehustlepodcast.com. If you want to shout out a business entrepreneur, a business,
support your own.
Yeah, an athlete, whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? You got anybody in mind? Hit me up. I'd love to interview you, get your feedback, get your info, get your story, the whole nine. So yeah, appreciate you, sis, for coming through.
It's a pleasure. I feel special.
She's a dork.
Must hustle.
I'm your girl, Cokes, and we out.